I'd like to greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter if you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you're the toughest to the weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter what your nationality is. It doesn't matter whether you like me, like what I stand for, like my YouTube videos. I still greet all you all with the same universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. This evening happened to be Tuesday, November the 12th, 2019, the time being about 5 o'clock p.m. These some old leaves that fell down, and I decided to burn them. While I'm deciding to burn them, I want to give a shout out to all of those that's fighting for the freedom and justice for the brother on the death row in Texas, Rodney Reed. I also want to give a shout out to everybody in Charleston, Missouri that believe in giving respect where respect is due. We know some people don't do that. I respect those that allow me to voice my opinion, and they voice theirs without any disrespect. It's an individual by the name of Keith, call himself Keith W., Keith Walker, James Jarrett, Jesse James, and a whole bunch of other things. This is what I think about him and all those who talk about me and my family. That's what I think about him right there, y'all. Just check it out. This is what I think about him. The same thing the Klan thought about us years ago. These individuals I'm talking about right now is some of these ignorant blacks that try to attack me. This is what I think about them. If I saw the Klan doing this to them, I'll watch out for the Klan, because those that I'm speaking about is a hindrance to the cause. Keith W. or James Jarrett, Jesse James or Keith Walker, whoever they want to be. They talk about my daughters, talking about my World War II veteran dad, but they broke down and said that they dad wasn't the best of dad, but they stepdad was. He was a veteran and he died. And I told him I thank him for his service, if that's the truth, because this individual, Keith Jarrett, lies about so many things. But if it's the truth, may his stepdad rest in peace, and we thank him for his service, me and my whole household, because we have many family members, including my dad, that fought in wars and that was drafted in the military when it was racist. Some people said it still is. But this individual, Keith W., yesterday, like I said, he made some comments about when me and my young cousin went to clean off my cousin's gravesite and his headstone in Bell City, Missouri. But then he made some more comments today concerning my dad, concerning what I'm doing, and then claimed, the individual, he put on my YouTube video one of these gang signs using the numbers, saying he that for life. So I see how he was, or he or whoever it is was raised, if they consider themselves being in a gang for life. Then they claim that this same gang that they in ran me out of Chicago. Produce anybody that said they ran me out of Chicago, and then when you find them, Keith, you lead the way and come to my house in front of my yard. I'll send my dad and my daughters away, and I'll stand in the yard and let you lead the charge and run me out of Charleston, Missouri. Let's see how tough you is. You see what I'm saying? You say you that for life? I'll show you about M&M, mayhem and murder. You see what I'm saying? After your heart stop beating, I'll take you down there. If I don't take you out, whoever else take you out, we'll take your body down there to the dollar store and let your mother bury it. We'll lay it out there in the parking lot. This is what I think of you, Keith. This is what I think of you and anybody else that follow behind you. If you a chief, Keith, this is what I think about you and anybody follow behind you. Now come on down here to Charleston, Missouri, or come on to my yard. You follow what I'm saying, and run me out of Charleston. But see, I'm gonna send that same information that you put on my YouTube up north and see if those two gangs, what they have to say about you using their name, because I know ain't nobody ran me out of Chicago. And if they did, I've been down there for 23 years. They would have been unfound me by now. Or by you being in the same gang. If you tough, Keith, why don't you come and do what they did they allegedly did in Chicago? Why don't you come do it in Charleston? And I have somebody to video it to show them how tough you is. You see, you talking about, you say your dad would smash me because he's 6'9", 300 pounds. You know, hopefully your dad is not ignorant as you is, because I wouldn't care if your daddy was 7'9" and 400 pounds. The day he smashed me, the day I'll lay down, you see what I'm saying, and get in the casket. I ain't gonna let you, your dad, anybody follow behind you. I don't care what organization you in. To me, this what I think of you. And anybody that follow behind you, I ain't gonna give you no more attention, but I'm gonna give you an invitation, just like I gave your two coward, ignorant friends. You see what I'm saying? They had enough sense to stay 140, 50-something feet away from my house. Now you come on up here with your tough self, since you're representing your gang. Let's see how tough you is. A matter of fact, before you get to me, since you representing this gang, you say you in this gang for life, why don't you go down to any one of these jails or prisons and tell them to let your gang members go? If you tough. If you ain't tough enough to do that, you don't want to come in front of my house. You see what I'm saying? Because you going to feel the pain that I got for you. I ain't going to chase you in the car like you and your buddies do, shooting at people. You going to feel it, you going to see it, and you going to know it's from me. I ain't playing no games with you. When you get to talking about me, it's one thing, but when you get to talking about my daddy, my daughters, and my dead relatives, I don't care how big your daddy is. Bring him with you. He better be able to move pretty fast, 6'9" and 300 pounds. He ain't gonna move fast as me. You see what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no boxing. I got something for you. Williams Funeral Home will be full of you and anybody that come with you, you coward, ignorant Negro. Peace be still.